Hey there guys, welcome back to another video on my channel, and this is another Java video tutorial. In this video we are going to study about classes and objects. So without further delay, let's just get started. So this is a class I have created, a diagrammatic representation. So I have created a car class, and I have said that this cars can have doors, top speed and type, and they will be sharing the number of tires in them. Okay, so basically what you can say is a class is something which has its own properties. Okay, those properties can be unique to everything, or they can be shared amongst the class itself. Okay, so I have now created an object SUV for this class and an object Lambo for this class again. So now what I have done is I have set the value of doors for that SUV to 4. I have set SUV's top speed to 180 and type to SUV. And for the Lambo, I have set the number of doors to equal to 2. For the top speed, I have set equal to 217 and type is equal to super. Now these properties and these properties, so basically this property is only for the SUV and this property is only for the Lambo. So what I'm trying to say is the number of doors for Lambo and the number of doors for the SUV are totally independent for each other. So if I do anything to this, no changes will be made to this, because it's obvious. If I say remove 2 doors from the SUV, now SUV's doors will be equal to 2 instead of 4. And no change will be made for the Lambo. So that makes sense logically, right? In the real life, if you modify an SUV, it has nothing to do with the Lambo. So now, but the number of tires which is shared, okay? So what I'm basically doing over here is I'm saying that every car will have same number of tires. I have made that a compulsion. So there will be a space for tires over here, and this SUV will also be taking its number of tires from this area, and this Lambo is also taking its own number of tires from this area. So if I change Lambo's tire to 5, it will be changed over here. Okay, and since now this is 5 and SUV is also taking its tires from here, SUV's tires will also become 5. Okay, so this is the thing about shared variables. So what you can basically say is the shared variables are basically those variables which will be same for the whole class. And by saying the same for the whole class, what I'm trying to say is it will be same for each object of the class. So that's pretty much it. This is the diagrammatic explanation of classes and objects. This is a class. So in technical terms, if I go, I will say that a class is basically a data type which has its own properties, its own types of data, and we can define class variables which will have access to those properties. Okay, let me just undo that. Now I will show you the coding representation of this whole thing. So here we go. And so this is my car class. As you can see, it has own number of doors and top speed and a string type. So in this we'll be storing type of the car and a shared variable. A shared variable is declared by static, then the type of the data you want the variable to have, then the variable name, and then if you want, you can set the default value to a variable. I'm just gonna leave with this. I'm not gonna set any default variable. So to basically declare static data type, static data or static variable, shared properties, you have to declare the variable by starting static. So this basically means that this integer tires is shared among the class objects. Okay, so now let's just get to the implementation. And just in case if you are wondering how did I create a new class, I right clicked on the source, went over here, create a new Java class, clicked on it, type the name, and if you have something like this over here, what do is you go inside the source, you right click over here, create a new Java class, and type this, and then just type the name of the class, click OK, and it will create it for you. Okay, so inside my main, inside the hello.java, I have created a variable or an object of the car. Okay, now here's how you access the properties. I'm just gonna erase that. To access the doors of SUV, I write SUV dot doors, and to set it I write equal to 4. So what I have done over here is I have basically done this, set SUV's door equal to 4. That's what I have done in the statement. Similarly, I have set SUV's dot top speed equal to 180, which means set the SUV's top speed property to 180. And then I have done that. I have written SUV dot type is equal to SUV. So this means that set the SUV's type to SUV. Okay, so that's what I have done over here. Now I have created a new object called Lambo. Set Lambo's dot door to 2, Lambo's dot top speed to 217, Lambo's dot type to super. Then I have printed them. Now before printing them, I'm just gonna set SUV dot tire to 4. Now as I told you earlier, if I change property for tires for any object, so now I am setting the SUV's tire equal to 4, so Lambo's tire will automatically be set equal to 4. So to prove it, I'll now print you guys. Notice I have never set Lambo's tires equal to 4. I have only changed the value of SUV's tires. But since the tires is shared, that is the tires is static, the tires for Lambo will be changed as well. So as you can see, the Lambo's tire is 4 and the other values you can correlate, they are same. But the pretty much focus is Lambo's tire is 4. Okay. Now there is a better way to access these static variables because they are shared among the whole class. Instead of accessing them by the name of the object and then the name of the shared variable, we access them by name of the class and then the name of the object equal to 4. Why? Because this tires variable is same for the whole class. So we can simply access the class variable like this. Cars dot type equal to 4. Tires equal to 4. Now if I try to access cars dot type, it will be an error because the type is not shared among the class. Basically what I'm trying to say is the type is not the same for the whole class like static is. Static is same for the whole class. So I can access it by simply by the name of the class and tire. So this is basically saying that car classes shared variable tires equal to 4. Or cars classes static variable equal to 4. So I'm gonna enter cars over here and same over here. So what I'm trying to say over here is that I'm just gonna quickly run down. There's a car class. It has doors and top speed and type properties and one shared property called tires. So that the shared property can be simply accessed by the class name dot the name of the shared variable or name of the static variable. Okay, because it's same for the whole class. So instead of accessing it for each object, we say that they change this for the whole class. And as you can see, it did that. If I set this equal to 5, it will change that to 5. And now you can see that I declared the quick summary. This is how you declare the objects or variables for classes. This is how you set the value of the properties for those objects, and this is how you print them. This is how you use a static variable or shared variable by class name dot the name of the static variable. The static variable remains the same for each object of the class, or any object for the class for that matters, and the properties of each object is different. Basically, anything you define to be not static is different for each object, or can be equal to each object, can be equal to an object. It depends on you. Say, for example, if I set lambos.tours to 4, lambos.180 to lambos.topspeed to 180, and lambo.type to SUV, then logically speaking, this lambo is same to this SUV. Okay, so this is pretty much it in this video. This is how you make classes and objects, and their objects and the share and stuffs which are shared among a class. This is how you do it. This is pretty much it in this video. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you understood the concept of classes and objects. If you didn't, please leave a doubt in the comment section below. Why I emphasize on this is because classes is a pretty important concept. It should be understood very well, because basically the whole Java is classes and objects. Okay, and pretty much one small thing, you cannot access anything you define inside a class without its object. So if I try to access doors equal to 5 over here, it's going to say that doors is not resolved, or simply speaking that the door, you have never defined a variable named doors, because this door is defined inside this class, and we need something which refers to this class. So we can only access the properties inside the class if only we have by using the object, not if only, by using the objects. And if it's static, we can access it by the using the name of the class. So simply speaking, we cannot access the properties of a class without declaring their objects. Okay, I mean, it makes sense, right? If there is no cars, what's the point of having doors? So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you understood everything. If you didn't, please leave them in the comment section below. I'll be happy to help you. Subscribe to my channel for future tutorials and important tips and tricks. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.